Hi, I'm Tony Stefani with Hillside Christmas Tree Farm. Today we're going to be pruning some 3 to 5 foot Canaan Fir, some Balsam Fir, and a little bit of Grand. Again, the 3 to 5 feet I think is the critical stage of where you're trying to develop that structure and tree shape to kind of develop your trees. Tools needed: I got my pruning knife, my little hand shears. I carry these little yellow hooks just to fill any holes, because again, at this stage it's pretty critical to fill in the holes to develop the tree shape. Also, this height, I kind of carry those numbered tags in case I see anything that I want to tag and research later in the year. I think this field we still have about 3 years until harvest, so we'll give it a go. So like another video, we'll put the GoPro on the forehead. I think I had it angled up a little bit high last time, so we'll bring it down, and especially because these trees are small, even a little further down. So we'll see if we get some good footage for you guys, and hopefully be able to take some tools that I use back to your farm and develop some good trees. So Dad just let me know that he will be taking care of these little guys here. We'll see what he kind of does with this. We're gonna just help him out here. But he wanted me to focus on these guys, so we did try a couple Nordman. I think this is one. That looks like one. Kind of doing all right, but seeing as that was planted in 15 and it's only, you know, as same age as that Grand right behind it, and it's this far, it's not really going to be too productive. So here, our first Grand, kind of growing a little bushy, but it's finally putting on some decent leaders. So let's start with the top. We'll pick the longer leader, nip. We don't need him. And we'll just nip all these down a little bit. Give it some. And then the sides. And I'm kind of noticing the same thing with Grand that the concolors are doing, where they kind of throw a lot of tops and are trying to develop new leaders. Kind of seeming like the Grand are kind of growing wide, so we're going to bring them in pretty good on the sides. Otherwise they will just run into the next tree probably as they get taller. So this is what my dad and I are debating right now, is when he does top work, he kind of leaves this setup. And I think I finally convinced him of what this does the next year is just, you know, kind of confuses the tree and really gets thick right here. So we don't need all of this. So like this guy, maybe we need something to come this way, so we'll trim him down a little bit. Same thing with him. Now we can get maybe a cluster here, but this guy knows that he's going to be in charge. So now we're going to get into our Canaan Balsam. So these trees are the same age. As we pan over here into our Grand, and we lost all the Nordman over there, so we replanted those, but same age here and here, and we can kind of notice the size difference. So make your own opinion of that. So now here we are, tree structure. Like we talked about last year, having all those multiple leaders confuses the tree. So last year's growth, maybe about half of what the leader was, right? So now it's just real thick, and we don't need all of this because this structure, this branch is going to fill in these holes. So at this age, this is kind of critical to develop and remove. I think these are what you're referred to as horns. Not all of that, we want to leave some of that, looks like. All right, this guy's kind of shooting back through. So is this. Right. Like a couple of years ago, this is probably kind of the same instance, but I think that would leave too big of a hole. All right, now the new top, obviously it's still pretty weak, still growing, but I'm just going to assume that he's going to be the leader. Cut him. We'll leave this second one for now just in case something happens during the year. Could be what happens with my knife in about 2 seconds, but we see that I think he's going to be the leader. So we're going to get rid of him. We'll leave both of those just in case. Now we'll give it a nice little haircut here. Hope if I was holding the knife the right way. And there we go. Actually, it'll come straight up. Next, here, leader. He'll probably firm up. Shorten these up. Remove him. Whatever this guy shooting up through here is, all the way down. Again, look at how this horn was left versus a leader. So we got enough time. Let's just take it all. I mean, you really can't even tell that it's gone. Got plenty of time for this tree to fill in. One thing that I am not as mindful about as I should be is trees of this height is the bottoms. Sometimes I miss the bottoms because I'm kind of focused on the top. So like this, right, this probably should have been pruned back a little bit more next year. So, but it's so low on the tree, I don't think it's really going to matter because it's on the bottom of the tree. It's going to get cut off with the handle anyway. So here we have a small Canaan Fir that is maybe 4 feet tall now, but look at the structure of it, right? We got all sorts of stuff happening here, and like I said, when it's the trees this height, this is what sets the stage for what's next year's pruning going to be like. So let's kind of develop that good tree structure now so that it's not hard in the future for us. If that means cutting old growth now, then so be it. At this height, maybe using a knife isn't the best tool, and the hand shears would be, but I think it's still a little early. I don't see any buds yet, so the tree hasn't pushed them yet because Canans break buds so late. That might be a little early doing this, but we'll leave it. We can come back to it. So that's the main takeaway, but I think we got pretty good structure and layout now in the tree, and we'll take it from there for next year. If anything, we may trim that down, but like I said, I mean, this thing is, well, 3.5 feet. All right, so here we see another Canaan. It's got some just some water deficiencies. It's kind of weeping a little bit, but I feel pretty good that it'll come out of it. No loss of color. But I just wanted to kind of show one little tip as I carry this little tool bag with me, and it has a plethora of little things. One of them are those rubber bands. And when we see something like this, we can kind of pull our stick up because we have decent stuff to attach now. And we'll cut the, kind of pick a leader now. So we'll pull that up. We'll have the rubber bands with us. You can go around twice if you need to with the rubber bands if it's not tight. Right, go up again, put one more. And there we have it. Nice straight leader. We'll cut the other one off. And maybe we'll come back and prune the sides on this one when these things come up a little bit, but just another nice little thing to have on you, a little utility bag. So that was our video on Canaan Fir and Balsam Fir from the heights of 3 to about 5 feet. We also saw some Grand in there as well. And there was quite a bit of a height difference of the same age. So with that in mind, we've decided that we are going to move the kind of Grand out of our cord rotation and put them in a different area so that they can take the time that they need, so we don't have to hold the field back just waiting for a certain type of tree. In our core rotation, we want trees that grow at about the same rate so that we can kind of turn over a field, because we block plant as opposed to what some other choosing cut farmers do with interplanting. So again, I hope you learned something from the video, and I hope you you know, take some lessons away. Any pointers or something that you saw that I did and would suggest I do differently, please let me know. And hope you like the channel, and please subscribe, and thanks for watching.